Hi there. My name is Alyssa Doolin, and I am the deliverability lead here at ConvertKit. Hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about a problem that not a lot of email senders know even exists. And that is the fact that if your email is too large, it could be getting clipped. And when a message gets clipped, the open tracking pixel does not load. So I see this happen sometimes if a customer comes to me and says, suddenly my open rates dropped out of nowhere. And sometimes it's pretty dramatic. Maybe your open rates are typically 30%, 20%. And then for a specific email you just sent, the opens are looking more like 5%, sometimes even lower. Of course, there are lots of reasons that could happen, but one reason that this happens sometimes that can surprise a lot of people is that their email was so large or long or just had so much content that it actually got clipped. So, today I'm going to walk you through what that looks like, how to make sure that doesn't happen to you, and how that impacts your open rate. So, first, let me show you an example of an email that is just too large and it got clipped. So, as you can see on my screen here, I have an email that I've crafted just for this purpose. So, it is very long. Uh, and I've just put tons of pictures in here. And at the bottom in Gmail, we can see it says message clipped. You've probably seen this before and thought it was no big deal. And it really isn't. But with this message right here, I've clearly opened it. But if I were to go in my ConvertKit account and look at this email, it would say that it hasn't been opened. And it would say that in any ESP because the open tracking pixel is getting clipped as well, which means it hasn't been loaded. If I clicked view entire message here, an open would be tracked because now I'm viewing the full thing and that tracking pixel is at the very bottom of the email. So it's going to be loaded. But for most people who are viewing your email, if it gets clipped, they're probably not going to click view entire message because they've probably seen enough and got what they needed out of your email. So in order to be sure this doesn't happen to you, you want to make sure your email isn't just too long and has too much content. This one is just insanely long and probably not one you would naturally do. But sometimes if someone has just so many pictures, so many big attachments, or any kind of large files, then this can happen and messages can be clipped. So if you want to see if your message is too large, you can, at least within Gmail, click these three vertical dots and say show original. In other mailbox providers, you can also do this. It's just going to look a little different. If you need help, you can Google how to view message headers and then whatever mailbox provider you're using. So here I can see the headers of the message. This is essentially kind of like what the machines saw whenever your email was sent. So if I want to see how large this email was, I can click download original and the email is going to get downloaded onto my computer. And then I would typically click to view that file. I'm using a Mac, so I can say show in Finder, but whatever computer you're using, just view that file that was just downloaded to your computer and see what the file size is. So for this email, the file size was 148 kilobytes, which is why it got clipped. Gmail will typically start clipping around the 100 kilobyte mark. So, whenever you're testing out your emails, I highly recommend when you send your self test, if you can see that the email is getting really long, take a look at that file size and see if you need to cut back on the content. You can also send yourself a test to a Gmail address and just see right there if Gmail is clipping the email. So, I hope that helped. If you notice a really sudden drop in open rates, it's possible that your message is getting clipped and that people are actually opening the email. It's just that their opens are not being tracked. So be sure to keep your messages below 100 kilobytes if possible. If you just have so much content you want to share, I would suggest linking it out. So, link it onto a blog post, link it to a landing page, and shorten the content of your email. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you.